Hey Taurus, this is TC, your guiding chariot. Welcome to your July reading. This is going to be a general reading, a timeless general reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and... where was I going with that? I was saying and. I'm like, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And when I say timeless, just because you find this message in August, December, who knows? Just because it was posted in July doesn't make it any less relevant. You will find this message when you're meant to. My only ask, because this is general, take it as it resonates. There's no need to force any of the messages. If a certain part doesn't make sense to your situation, leave that on the table, take the rest. Alright, my lovelies. Okay, Taurus. Let's get into your reading. This should be exciting. Venus just went direct, I think yesterday or the day before, very recently. Oh, we already got some come out, didn't even see those. So what, yep. Look, and there you are, Taurus, Empress, showing up in your reading. Love it. So you're in flow, you're feeling powerful. You've also gotten the Magician. Oh my God, definitely powerful. So look at you, feeling good, feeling high, feeling empowered. You have all the resources and the tools you need. Starting out this month very, very strong. I love to see it. May even be creating something new. Right? Because Empress is all about abundance and creation. The Magician has all the elements at his disposal. So what are we creating? Oh. Okay. Maybe we don't know what we're creating. So we've got the Three of Wands. So again, there's a lot of like waiting here with the Three of Wands. We've set our intentions. We're waiting for them to come back to us. But here we have the Seven of Cups. We have some confusion, right? We've got all these different potions on the wall. All these different symbols. What do we channel? What are we putting our energy into? So you might have multiple offers or multiple ideas on the table and just kind of confused about really what you should do with them. Some of you, and when I say some of you, I mean very few of you. This is a very small group of you because I feel like this is still very positive. With the Magician here, there can be some little trickster energy rolling around in there. So you may feel like someone's trying to do something, or you may just feel like there's something that, you know, I feel a little sketch about, or I feel a little uneasy about. Some of you even may be the one that, you know, got some, you know, maybe you took advantage of some situations in a certain moment, and now we're a little worried that's coming around to us. Not saying that's happened, I'm just throwing it out there. It's a general read. But with this Magician and, you know, the trickster side that can come with this card, some of you may be worried that you're dealing with someone who may be less than genuine. Could be a thing. But to me, I think the bigger, more common play is this Three of Wands and the Seven of Cups. So you've got all this talent, all this ability, all these opportunities, yet it's like, I really don't know what to do with them. Some of you may not even, especially for the Magician, some of you may not even be aware that you have all of this at your disposal. Right? Like you're feeling good and abundant, but you kind of could be doing more. But what is the more? Right? So that to me, that's where the confusion lies with the Seven of Cups. It's like, what do I do with all of this? And honestly, looking at it, you probably could do almost anything you want, but then it becomes what do I want? Like I keep thinking of this like in a career. Maybe you're in a particular spot, and then maybe there's this point where like, I don't know if I want to grow and elevate. I don't know if I want to do something else. Maybe I want to do something on my own. Oh, no, okay. No, we're going to take it. You're sticking out far too much. All right. Oh, yeah, see, bottom of the deck, Four of Cups. So might be looking around at the current situation, feeling like it's not enough, feeling kind of dissatisfied. But again, within the Four of Cups, here I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. Within the Four of Cups, yes, we have these three empty cups you can see. So there's two here, one, two, and then there's the third one over here. You know, we're just kind of dissatisfied, not super excited about any of them. They're just empty little bronze cups. But then there's this lovely one right behind you. So it's like there's still a blessing in there, right? But we're just not aware of it. We're not seeing it because we're so focused on the other things. Yeah, look at these. Like, these are beautiful. So we do have the Two of Pentacles here. All the twos carry the need to make a decision, right? All of the twos. With the Two of Pentacles, there is this kind of balancing, this dance going on. And that's how you weigh out the Seven, right? The Seven of Cups. You have to start balancing the cups against each other. Some are going to be heavier and we chuck them out. Some are going to feel lighter, you know, and then we want to lift those up. So there is this kind of opportunity here where you kind of have to be trusting and kind of be in the flow and kind of feel all these things out. You know, be a little more fluid, allow yourself to kind of be pulled in these different directions so you can kind of like, oh, could I go in this way? Like, let me take a little sample. Okay, let me try this way. Like, I don't really like the feel of this one so much. Let me go back over here and let me try this one. So you're in this spot where you really should be a little more fluid. Don't be so rigid and restricted presently, okay? Because there's some things you kind of have to feel out before you actually make this decision. Why? Because what we're trying to figure out, and it's so funny, you had the 3 and now we're upgrading it to the 4. I think my camera always reverses it, so I think you're looking at it. Anyway, you started with the 3, you moved to the 4. Okay. And really that's a growth, right? Even though it's one level, it's still growth. So what you were studying and preparing and learning for, you know, you finally get to see the reward and the benefit. But that reward comes through this fluidity, from this ability to like, okay, let me just experience what's going on, let me sample all these different options, and then really go with the one that I jive the best with, right? Because ultimately you have to make this decision before we get here. Like, that's a given. The decision has to be made, you know, for you to reach this abundance. Right? Because here you have the ability to create something. We want to make sure that energy is channeled correctly. So how do we know which is the right option? For you, it's going to be a slower process because it's really about feeling out the other options and really finding which one you vibe the most with, which element is really most in alignment. Because I want to say with this much energy and this much, you know, kind of power supporting you, you know, sometimes you get to that place where you're like, I'm just so good, I could do anything. And so you've gotten to that place, probably just someone needed you to do something, so they were like, here, I'm putting you in this role. And you did it, and you did great. And then someone had more needs in another, like now they put you over here, and you were great over there too. So sometimes, you know, people can get to this position, you know, who were smart and talented and flexible and made things work, or at least were blessed and had lucky opportunities where the support was there, and you took it and you made the best of it and worked with it. And it got you to a really high place, which is great. You know, and now I think for those of you who kind of had that trajectory, and again, I don't want to like belittle or diminish anything. You've earned everything you have. But it's like people on that journey now get to a point where now you have to kind of do it on your own. And it's not that you can't, but it's like when someone else was making the choices and someone else was like, I think you'd be great here, and you just kind of had to say yes or no, that's so much easier versus giving you this whole expanse. Now you have all this room to play with. What do you want to fill it with? That's where this confusion is, because you could fill it with a bunch of different things. So I think you're kind of in this moment of really, I don't want to say self-discovery, you know, make it sound like this whole like coming of age epic, but I mean, in a way that's kind of what it is. Like, you've kind of been on this journey, you've been on this road, and you found success, right? But now there's kind of like a new phase opening up. There definitely feels like there's, if not more options on the table, there's at least opportunity to create some options. There's space now. So now it's kind of like, what will you do with this opportunity? You know, and especially for you, quarantine could have played a very big part in that. Oh, look at that. Quarantine could have played a big part in that because it probably allowed for some type of shift. You know, whether that shift was just in your own perception or in your work environment or in how you were interacting with relationships, whether they be romantic, you know, friends or family, just the community at large. Like, things are different now. And now I think there's some new opportunities laid out before you. And it's really just about figuring out what you should be drawn to. And that's going to be different for everyone. Remember, this is general. So the best way for you to find out isn't to make a hasty decision and be really like firm and hard and strict and be like, it's this one. You may want to just feel them all out. Take a sample, right? I get it, it's a little slower process, but I think it's one that ultimately you'll be far more comfortable with, and it'll make the end decision so much easier. Okay. Your animal message is giant panda. Little cute little pandas. Aren't they adorable? Card number 38. Reduces down to an 11, so that's a great manifestation number. Prompt reads innocence, gentleness, harmony, and balance. I love that. To me, that's really echoing this Two of Pentacles, that idea of balance and being fluid, right? And even gentleness, like being gentle with yourself, like not pushing yourself too hard, not forcing yourself to make a certain decision, especially if that decision is based off of like what others think versus like what your true needs are, what your true passions are, right? So definitely in a moment you have all this power and ability, but you want to make sure you're using it correctly. If that means you need to slow down a little bit to assess, that means you slow down a little bit to assess. Ooh. That was a snap. Excuse me. Oh, I think I got a little dust. One more. I feel like they always come in threes, right? Oh. Okay, let's see what your guidance is. Yes! I was going to use the Harry Potter spell. Felicitas? I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know. But it's all about luck, right? I feel focus. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Power symbol to create lucky serendipitous events. So I kind of talked about that with the Empress and the Magician, right? You've been very lucky and very blessed. So that's going to continue. There we go. I know it's going to be a 3. Oh, nice. Then you have fairy magic. Trying to get the glare off of it as much as possible. There we go. Respectfully work with the fairies and elementals to achieve your goals. So as an earth sign, amazingly helpful for you because you're naturally kind of drawn to, you know, grounding earth magic, especially if that's something you subscribe to and believe in and practice. Super helpful for you, whether it's fairies or elementals. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, and then you also have the Mystic Star, harmony in the home and great friendships. Beautiful. To me, this is really indicative of, I want to call it your charging space. So if this starts to feel heavy or you start to feel unsure, you're like, oh, I don't really know what to do, or I'm like, oh, I'm so tired dealing with all of this 7 of Cups energy. Home, definitely if you're like in a partnership, strong support for you, whether you recognize it or not. Like they are going to be there for you. They're a great home base for you. Same for those like close, intimate, you know, inner circle friendships. Very, very strong pace. Beautiful place for you to lean on if you need some help and support during this time. And again, you want to be kind and gentle to yourself. So if that means taking a break with these people to vent and de-stress and let off some steam, that is what that means, Taurus. All right, my lovelies, I'm going to wrap up your reading here. As always, thank you so much for all of your love and support. I know the world right now is kind of crazy and turbulent, and it can feel really uncertain and possibly scary. We're going to push through. It's not permanent. It's only temporary. We are going to make it out of here. But thank you so much for all your love, support. I am wishing you the best. As always, I appreciate all the likes, comments. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in your next video, Taurus. Take care. Bye.